I guess luckily for us, Spain's a pretty easy track to warm up your tyres, and I guess understeer your car into that type of a turn one it's not going to be a good situation.
Never is. Oh, Renault spinning.
Renault spinning. That's fill me with. Oh yeah, I've just seen it. That's going to fill me with confidence.
Yep, that's just a combination of cold tyres. That was though, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, we just come through the first sector. The left side clearly heating more than the right, but not that far off optimal tyre temperature range of working. Alright, I need to actually go AI in a sec because my controller's dying.
Okay.
Right.
Fix that quick then.
Yep, I'll do it in the braking zone. Sorry guys if anyone gets impeded. Nope, that's a USB. My son's getting moody.
Anyway,
I can't put him in his cot anymore because he can climb out of it. Someone's just rear-ended me.
Anyway, well, I forgot to mention, everyone who's wondering, Nate did qualify 6th, but he's obviously dropped down to 11th thanks to the 5-place grid penalty. So Connor, Collins, AJ, DB and Finn have all moved up into the top 10.
Did you recall what Nate's penalty was for?
I think it was a collision with someone.
If it was with You're Too Lazy, I'll address that later.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
Anyway, you joining us here for the race. Yep, lights out, here we go. 5 red lights! It's lights out, away we go in Spain, but AJ's jumped the start! Oh, the Alpha's in the red. Oh, Morris has had a terrible start! Racing at Big Kingdom. Oh, there's McLaren! AJ has had a spin. I don't think he touched anyone.
Oh my god, I'm going off the track.
Me and
Collins side by side.
It's side by side into it.
Oh my god.
You let you through. Oh, but he's still side by side. The other Red Bull was side by side.
He's fighting so hard. It's only lap 1. He's got his own teammate to worry about behind him.
Yeah, Nate's had a good start, but I'm telling you, Jesus Christ, and Morris had a shocker. We set the 2 Ferraris by. Now
I remember what happened last season. I'm pretty sure someone
was
gonna chuck it into the wall at turn 9.
The Renault has overtaken the Ferrari, but the Ferrari's gonna fight back!
Remember, the Ferraris and the Renaults are fighting for the lead of the constructors.
Oh, they're beautiful wheel-to-wheel driving in Sector 3, all the way through Sector 3, wheel-to-wheel, and that. The Ferrari.
Yeah, I basically got a front row seat for this. I bet me and I think T. Jonas is a bit eager to get a move on as well with it.
The McLarens have had a shocker. Here we go, I think Morris is going to try on the inside of the Ferrari, but the Ferrari keeps the inside line.
Oh wow. T. Jonas has just made a mistake.
Yeah,
he lost the rear end from turn 2.
AJ has penalty speed in the pit lane. It's all going bad to worse at this race for AJ. Thing is though, this is looking like real F1 1 actually, and the 2 main teams are just strolling ahead, where the rest of you guys are fighting for best selects, which currently at the moment is you, Connor.
Yeah, please keep an eye on the fight for 3rd. Oh my
I'm
god,
aware.
what's happening with me and TJ?
Here we go. Remember, DRS is not open yet, but Mr. is going to try. Is he going to drive on that? No, he's not. He's smarter. Oh, hang on. No, actually, he is, actually. But that did not go to fruition.
Smarter, or he's going for it?
He's not going for it. Oh, he had to. Oh, this is tight right now.
Sorry.
I don't know why you left him, but the Red Bulls are really at the Alpha. Oh god.
Lap
3, DRS activated.
Fastest lap battle is going to be absolutely brilliant.
DRS is activated. The Red Bull on Team Charles is going to try it, but the Team Charles is going to try to defend, which he does perfectly.
I need more brake pressure, I've only just realised. My car's not stopping at the end of turn 1. Yeah, I'm drifting a bit through turn 4.
Yeah, you do look a little bit loosey-goosey.
Yeah, I'm coming to the apex as I'm not slowing down from properly.
Meanwhile, the Red Bulls are really close to each other. But the main fight right now is going to be for 3rd place. Remember, DRS is open now. Look how close that Renault is to the Ferrari. DRS open. Can he get past for a dive bomb in the inside? Oh, he's thought about it, but he's not. You know, the gap between 4th and 3rd is exactly the same as it is to 2nd and 1st right now.
Awesome.
But that battle is the other way around.
I'm assuming it's Taze and King David fighting for the win at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Oh, the hash of DV has gone off. Here we go. I'm at 1st place. Can the Ferrari get 1st place here in Spain? Yes, he can. And box the inside, cut off place. There you go. And T. Giles has gone side by side with Connor. Oh, I think you've been forced out there, Connor.
Nah, a little bit scruffy, but nothing too bad. Although it has messed up my line through
Oh, the McLaren is gone spin in the gravel in sector 3.
Damage, not too bad.
It has gone bad to worse for the McLarens today. Also, the looks like Nate has had an issue actually. No, he isn't. He's just fighting with a racing point. Anyway, the battle for it is still going. The other McLaren has a penalty now for speed in the pit lane. Tight action up here for the top. Fear's out. Oh, Fear and Nate's out. Oh no! What's happened there? Fear's literally on the racing line, crashed. Both the the racing point and the Red Bull, yeah, have crashed into each other at the end of sector 2, and the Force India is actually on the racing line.
Yeah, if anything, I'm a little bit surprised that with the Red Bull, that's not a safety car. If there's anywhere we see a safety car in Spain, it is actually on anywhere on the racing line down that short straight. God, my car's all over the place.
AJ's moving out the way. We are on lap 5 of 33. Do you know what's just popped into my head?
I don't know. What one in a million things have popped into your head?
I'm wondering how England's doing in the football.
Football?
Yeah.
Didn't even know there was football on. I thought you were going to say rugby. I was going to say rugby's cancelled, mate. It's the same reason as F1 this weekend, Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah, no, I was on about the footy.
Yeah, I actually have no idea there was anything on to do with football.
Blue flags for the McLaren.
Oh dear, who the hell's that? Assault's gone straight on into the wall.
Well, he's at DNF now. Man, hello. Now the leaders are going to fight to can King David get past the Ferrari? He could on the inside, but he's going to on the outside. But he's on the outside into turn 3, which does not help. But then he's going to try and do a switchback into turn 4. Can he get the dive bomb in here? No, but they're still side by side, surprisingly. But he's still behind the Ferrari. Man, it's not calming down, is it? Meanwhile, the old Mercedes teammates are battling each other.
Yeah.
Mercedes versus Red Bull for 6th place.
Oh God, sounds horrible.
For Red Bull, it doesn't. For Mercedes, it does.
To be fair, Collins actually hasn't done too bad so far. I think we've been side by side, but he has not done anything too wrong yet.
Yeah, I think this is one of his strong tracks.
I can tell his car is actually made for the corners because I can just stay away from him in the straights, but with turn 1 he'll catch up to me a little bit. But as soon as I get into turn 4, I'll pull away again.
Speaking of turn 1, the first place is going to get close again. But to be fair, they're actually starting to space themselves out at the front, to be honest. Oh no, hang on, the Ferrari's made a mistake! Leroy has had a little bit of a slip into turn 2, into turn 3. Yeah, and has let the 2 Renaults by.
A little bit silly.
1, 2, 3, 4, that's how it stacks right now.
Oh god. Well, actually, because of the situation Collins is in now, as of myself still looking for a teammate this season, Collins will only be scoring points.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, wow.
Oh no, what's it? Oh no!
Why that happened?
Oh no, that went shockingly bad. Oh, the McLaren's out now.
That's so bad. That should at least be a VSC. That's really dangerous.
Collins has a 3-place penalty. Not 3 place, 3 seconds. We're cutting the corner.
AG is like doing donuts on the grass at the side. I don't know if he got caught up with anything.
I don't know what happened to King David there. Well, okay, I caught the entire. Oh, I meant the Ferraris to swap positions. Oh, Collins has a penalty spin in the pit lane. Okay, I'm just gonna run by what I saw. Yeah.
Please do tell.
This is what I saw. I don't know if there's any contact. Yeah. Well, there should have been any contact. But King David, yeah, just went careering into the wall and with a perfect right 90-degree right-hand turn into the wall. Yeah. He hit it so hard. He bounced off the wall and did hit his teammate Morris right in the halo. The Renault actually managed to get on top of the other Renault and it literally mounted it for a bit. Yeah, and then around the corner, yeah, because I imagine Morris was still like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, he kind of slipped on the curves and at the end of the corner, yeah, and had a little bit of like a half spin into a Ferrari who doesn't look like they have wing damage. But now it's a Ferrari 1-2, and actually speaking of Ferrari, the Ferraris are going to change positions again. What the hell just happened there?
Yeah, sounds pretty mental. I think the penalties for this race are going to be pretty intense. I just really hope that the guys who are racing are recording the footage, because you saw how chaotic Baku was.
Yeah.
The only instance that were reported was just a racing incident. And yeah, I saw in the chat there was quite a few people moaning about things that happened in Baku, but no one followed through with an official complaint or any kind of footage to back it up. So I just had to ignore it.
I think I'm going to probably ask at these 2 front runners, especially the other Renault, yeah, about what the actual blazes happened there on lap 8.
I guess to finish on the podium, you can ask them.
Yes, they finished on the podium, yeah. The Ferraris have changed positions again.
Are they scrapping, or can't they make up the mind with team orders?
No, they're scrapping.
Oh, no, the way how you're making it sound, it's almost like let them by, move over. Someone's faster than you.
Oh, sorry, but no, actually it's them fighting each other. But they're keeping it nice and clean, because obviously they are teammates.
I've made my stop, and by the looks of it, I'm well ahead of Collins.
You know, the toe between... the toe Leroy is getting on Blazed. Yeah, is actually helping him to stay out of DRS range for Morris.
I just hope the positions stay they are now for the moment. Just because I've had a pretty consistent run of like what do we call it? P5. So I've been in and around like P5, P6 area. Baku was the exception just because of what happened there. The whole season's going to be pretty mental. I'm trying to watch the Renault and the Ferrari drivers go at it. I'm really disappointed the Torosso guys aren't here this week. I'll be definitely chasing them up.
Who were the Torosso guys anyway?
Fishers and Stringy. Fishers is actually leading the championship, so I don't know why he's not here.
And Stringy left the PlayStation chat group.
Yeah, well, they both had, but I can only assume that they just didn't want to deal with all the notifications that pop up with how active we are just before a race. You know, I race with them in elsewhere. They are nice lads, but I think even half the grid, we just do our own thing most of the time. Not all of us are that closely knit, so we'll have a notification from people that you probably don't really talk to a lot, unless it's something serious, in which case I'd be really annoyed.
Okay, so here's the thing. Do you know how I said we want it to stay the way it is right now?
Yep.
Well, Morris has picked up the pace.
You better have done.
Oh, he has. Do you know what the gap between first and third is?
No, because I'm not there.
The gap between first and third right now is at 0.6 of a second.
Yeah, I'd say stay with them. I can only imagine how lonely T. Jonas is feeling now. He's probably feeling the same way as me. Out of the 13 cars that started this race, I believe we've actually lost nearly half the grid at this point.
There's 8 drivers still here.
But we're over the first 10% of the race distance, so we can't restart.
No, but if too many start like crashing, if we get to like a specific low number the race does get stopped, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's like 5 or less, and then we have to throw in the towel on the race, and depending on the race distance covered, will be half points or not.
Yeah, that 90% rule, isn't it?
Yep. Oh my god, I was nearly span going through. It's whatever that downhill section is, where the gravel's always there to meet you on the outside. Turn 8.
Pitted.
That might explain my gap to Jonas. I didn't realise that he didn't pit. These mistakes are costing me now.
Anyway, the front guys are approaching the back marker of 8th for the second time, actually.
To be fair, as long as the guys like 8th and 7th just keep doing what they're doing, then just get to the race systems, they're going to score points.
Good point.
Alright, Jeff. Oh, man, no.
Oh, sniper's out.
Is that a double racing point retirement now?
Yes.
Yeah, I've just been given alarming news by Jeff as well. Collins is faster than me.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad. Yeah, pit, you cheating bugger. So, Blazed and Morris are both pitting. Morris actually tried to do a pretty ambitious overtake, I would say. Yeah. So much so it kind of knocked them both off the track in sector 3, and Morris has actually changed his wing.
Yeah, that could actually be investigated. I apologise if anyone hears my son. He's very happy and lively.
Well, DB's out now.
Right. It's actually getting to a little bit alarming territory now.
Oh, there it is. I see him at the edge of the road.
I get that the guys are retiring, but the fact that they're leaving this session as well, I don't know if I'll be able to restart. No, not restart, but
get their points.
No, not even that. It's unless we cover the 2/3 race distance, what we can actually do is head back to the lobby, let everyone restart from the grid of whatever lap 13's running order was, and we do 25% race.
I don't think.
Oh, this child's going to be the death of me.
What the hell?
Yeah, Collins has caught me.
Can you explain what the thinking is for Leroy putting on the hard tyres?
Fastest lap at the end.
Maybe.
To be fair, I think we're actually that spread out now. If anyone wanted to run for the fastest lap, they can do.
So about right now it's for first place in the Ferraris, and also for 5th place between Connor and Collins. Let's have a look here. Is Connor going to defend well, or is Collins going to go on the outside, wheel to wheel?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I saw a little bit of banging there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake from my half. Oh,
that compromised you, and Collins is through, but you're on the inside of turn... I don't even know what turn that is for.
Great race.
But you've managed to get past him. Well played.
I was getting dizzy trying to change my camera angle just to see where he was. Oh, days. What are we doing?
Hard racing, that's what you're doing.
My back end doesn't like that corner. Look at him, he's got a hell of a run.
Oh yeah, he's
trying to give him space.
But he
can't stick it around the corners. Yeah, but you've seen it down the main straight. He's running a lot of aero.
Speaking of a lot of aero, the Ferraris are battling each other again, and the other Ferrari is going to go on the inside of his teammate, but he had to concede. No, he hasn't. He's just gone straight through him. I'm pretty sure we can dub him at this race and at Horror Crash, can't we?
That pretty much describes most of our races anyway.
Yeah,
no, why is he overtaking me for?
But you managed to get past him.
I don't think that sounded good because I slammed on the brakes, shifted down, it sounded like a shotgun blast came from my tyres.
Question, do you have to pit again?
I don't know. I believe so, but I can either go, well, I can literally choose any tyre I want.
Here's the thing that you are the only person not on hard tyres.
Well, they're all going for fastest lap at the end then.
And Collins maybe not, he's on 8 lap bold odds. The Ferrari's going to switch back again, and Morris keeps pumping in those laps.
What tyres is Morris on?
Hard.
Yeah.
Morris has a penalty though.
Right, come on, Collins. Let's go for round number, I don't know, 10.
Here we go, Collins is on the inside of corner. Can he get it done before the corner? He is a Collins fan. No, he's not. They're side by side into turn 1. Then turn 2. Collins the inside line. Oh, he pushed him out into the gravel.
So it's not the best corner to be going through and trying to look for someone as well. You kind of need a little bit of faith and trust in each other that we're going to behave responsibly. There's turn 1's fine. It's just like if you're trying to do the switchback through turn 2, that's going to be the death of people.
Good point. Okay then, here we go. The Ferraris are winding up. But to be fair, Blaze has actually started to pull away from his teammate, actually. Is this going to remain a Ferrari battle? Or can Morris get close? Because he's getting closer and closer, getting ready to pounce on those Ferraris. He's currently less than 4 seconds behind. He's probably in those laps, but he is...
Are you joking me? I've just got a penalty for that.
Yeah, don't worry, you're not the only one on penalty.
I didn't do anything.
Well, Collins...
I mounted a sausage curb, that was it.
Collins isn't going to...
Oh, it's like Bahrain all over again.
Here we go, Collins in the inside. No, Collins cuts him off. Oh, you went slippy.
Yep, back end stepped out.
But
it's okay.
Yeah,
not the end of the world.
Yeah, you're very...
I can stay with him. Like I said, Collins' car's built for the corners. Mine's built for the straight.
Yeah, and to be fair,
I just need to get past him.
To be fair, I prefer having that setup for corners at this track than straights, to be honest.
It depends what you're after. I think around here, if you qualify high enough, definitely go for high aero and defend. If you're behind, go low aero to defend and go high aero so you can attack through the corners. Even if it means only overtaking a couple of positions by the end of the race, but either way, that will be your job done then.
Good point. Here's the thing, though. Clearly, though, your setup isn't working with those medium tyres right now. You're all slippy, not straight.
No, that's my own mistakes. I'm overdriving the car a little bit, to be fair.
I think you might be getting close to the tyre change, to be honest.
Tyres don't feel too bad. Yeah, actually, these tyres aren't that bad at all.
The thing I'm keeping an eye on though right now is obviously the Ferraris are in hot pursuit of each other. They're not trying to do anything silly. Yeah, but clearly Lee is quicker than Blazed. Yeah, which is if he can't get past Blaze, which is holding up Lee. But as that's happening, a more interesting point is happening is the Renault of Morris, because he's gaining.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think my Spain setup needs a little bit of work on the rear end. Rear end stepping out. It's a suspension issue or anti-roll bar. If anything, I think it's a little bit too stiff because I'm chucking it in the corners. The front end's fine, but the back end, it's so stiff, it's like not even... I'm basically dragging it around. That's where my slippiness is coming from. Come on. Well, that's motivating. I'm last of the winning cars.
Yep, and you're dropping more further and further behind Collins.
Yep, because I've been on recharge laps.
Fair enough. The Ferraris are still battling each other, but obviously the nature of the track is not allowing them any overtakes to happen at the moment. I'm trying to debate which race trying to debate whereabouts the action we've seen so far today has stacked up with the first 4 races of the season.
I think in terms of the action, it's been what we were expecting. I'm just very surprised at the amount of DNFs that have come through and so early on. Can I ask you something, Gamey? You know, as we've been playing this game, have you ever felt that your car's just been like pushed sideways out of nowhere going down a straight?
What do you mean?
Because it's almost like this game's got wind in it. I'm just driving down a straight line. It's only happened to me a few times, but it's just like pushed my car so wide that I've ended up crashing a few times, and it nearly happened on lap 4. As soon as I cleared the pit building and I was in the open air, it just like died basically. The rear end was forced into the inside wall.
To be fair, there are times I've had to deal with drift on my controller. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't have too much trouble with it. I will admit to it, there is some type of force acting on your car more in this game, but
no, this isn't a drift. What I'm on about is an actual shove.
Oh no, I haven't filled a shove yet. Bing bong, hello! Morris not only with a fast lap of the race again, but he's actually within a half a second to him at second place. The front three are now finally meeting each other. Here we go, Morris is back in the fight with the Ferraris. What will the Ferraris do? Remember, remember they don't know that Morris has a time penalty, do they?
Probably not. We're not live.
Anyway, regardless, I can tell just by looking at them that Renault is more glued to the track than the Ferraris are. So much so that the Ferrari of Giannis has had to take a really defensive line into that corner. I forgot the corner's name.
I don't even remember Spain's. I know each corner's number. I don't actually recall any of Spain's track names.
Anyway, that DRS Lee is still getting off his teammate is helping him to stay ahead of the Renaults in that DRS. So currently his teammates helping him stay ahead of the Renault. Oh wow, this is. Imagine if I'm at the real life F1 and it's exciting and as exciting as this on Sunday.
I actually hope for real F1 on Sunday that it does rain.
I doubt it will.
Nah, I really want it to.
Actually, have we had a wet race yet this season?
How can you forget Germany?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, I have lost all credibility.
But apart from Germany, that's probably the only one that comes to my mind. I don't believe I think we've had wet sessions, but not like a wet race. Even then, it was quite a while since we had the wet race from Germany this year to whenever the one was before. So I've got a lot more excitement when it comes to wet races now.
Good point. You like it nice and wet, do you?
Don't even start.
What? You like wet races better? Nothing wrong with that.
No, you know what you're on about, and I know what you're on about.
Maybe.
If you're trying to ask do I like driving in the games, then absolutely no. I hate it just because I like driving in the dry all the time, just because I can push the car and it's more enjoyable. If I drive around in the wet, it means I've got things to worry about. Speaking of wet races, though, I think You know how we do live weather? Like, the weather you see pretty much on the game now is as close as we can get it to what it really is like in Spain at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, hello, hang on, I'm going to shut you up here for
predicted-
Connor. I'm going to shut you up from here, actually, because the Ferrari and the Renault are side by side in Sector 3. And, oh! Well done, Renault. The Renault tried to get past the Ferrari, but he couldn't. He even nearly lost it in terms of grip, but he managed to, like, hold it together. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so what I might start doing with the weather reports before each race is have a predicted forecast for the week after. So it's I'd say about an hour ago, the drivers were notified. Yeah, I try to keep the weather reports as late as we can, just because I don't want like a last minute change to be made with the weather. So they'll get told what quali is going to be and what the race is going to be. As for Spain, it just happened to be dry, no chance of rain whatsoever. Monaco next week, heavy showers are predicted.
Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, Monaco next week is going to be at night.
Oh, God.
So, night and heavy rain. At the only predicted, it's just waiting on the actual proper weather, but again, we're not really going to know properly until maybe this time next week. So be prepared, everyone, for Monaco to be a wet one.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair, yeah, well, to be fair, do you know what I discovered last week?
Yeah, you dressed yourself?
Screw you, Connor.
God, what's it?
I have found out, yeah, that I think France, yeah, this season will be our 50th race.
I'm glad you're keeping track. I have no idea how many races we've done. Wait, is this counting the Div 2 races or not?
It's not. This is like Division 1.
Ah, fair enough.
Oh no, Morris doesn't know penalty.
Down, child. I'm sorry.
I think
I
this
just need
is.
to be quiet for a minute.
I think this is might be a Ferrari 1-2 because Renault currently has some 6 seconds worth of penalties to cut in the corner, and he will know it. But he'll probably be checking now. Will he have it? Alright. I think it might be 9 o'clock now.
Really sorry about that.
No problem.
I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's actually trying to watch, but I'm having to stand up and play because said child keeps climbing on me. At least he hasn't weed on me like he did in China. Yeah, it was literally like 3 laps before the end of the race in China, and it was like, I thought he spilled a drink, and I'm like, feels warm.
Oh, hello, that's ambitious! The Renault just... Okay, that Renault, I don't know... Okay, there's a saying, there is. Yeah?
Yeah?
If you see a space, yeah, you go for it. If you don't, you're not a racing driver. I think that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Morris saw an unbelievable space there, and he attempted it. It failed, obviously, but bloody hell, he attempted that all the same. But speaking of Morris, he's actually got past the Ferrari. Lovely. However, obviously, this is important now. Morris knows he has 6 seconds worth of penalties, and he'll know the Ferraris don't have a single penalty, so he'll try and book it now, won't he?
Yep. I just need to double check on Collins's tyres, so my mediums are finished.
You know, to be fair, that was some interesting defending on the main straight by the Ferrari and the Renault. They kept doing a 1-2 move, and that they were at defending and attacking.
I've just seen where they are. I might get lapped.
You're getting lapped.
I've made a couple of mistakes here and there, but this is really disheartening.
This is a train. Well, the front three are currently a tight train right now. I am loving this. And you've been lapped. What is that snaking you, Renault? The Renault keeps doing a snake manoeuvre on the main straight.
I should have told Mercedes to up my front wing by 1 degree. I've still not got the apex speed that I want.
Okay, the Renault just ghosted through the Ferrari. It did, but it's side by side. The Renault is actually side by side with the Ferrari into a tight area, and the Renault's in the lead of the race. But he did not get a good thing. Remember, he's going to suffer from a double DRS on him now. Collins has been given a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So remember, so if you ignore penalties, yeah, Morris is leading the race. However, the Ferraris don't have any penalties, and the Renault of Morris does have 6 seconds worth. So
there's Collins in the pit lane. Come on! Yes! Sorry.
Oh, by the way, the front three are approaching you and Collins, by the way.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I just hope I'm fast enough to stay away from him. What, are you joking me? That was not track limits.
I'm actually surprised you managed to get out in front of Collins.
I was, to be fair. I'm really sorry about... Shush! He's so restless.
The Renault is actually pulling away from the Ferraris because the Ferraris are actually tangling with each other. If Morris also gets helped by the back markers of you and Collins, yeah, this is going to work in his hand wonders with the penalties.
Yeah.
And actually, the Ferraris actually trading positions because they're scrapping. They're scrapping, remember? Too much scrapping, actually.
If anything, for those guys to help me out, they need to catch us, because that way Collins will get a blue flag first.
Morris will win up a fast stop of the race.
Oh, you're joking.
Blaze has done a magnificent move on his teammate in Sector 3.
I'm just sick of seeing the rear end of that Red Bull now.
Oh, that was tight. T. Johnson's in the pits.
Almost forgot about TJ in the race. I bet he's had a real lonely one. I should have actually been close to him, but what? I guess of what happened, me and we just kind of fell away. I don't think Tijonis can realistically challenge anyone ahead of. Well, I'm not on about right now, but it's we're starting to understand the pace of everyone now. We know where everyone stands, and yeah, I should have been able to stay with him, but I had to fight off Nate and Collins.
Okay. You know, if you know where the speed Morris is going right now, Yeah. And he might actually get out of the penalty zone, the Ferraris, because the Ferraris keep scrapping. The Ferraris are scrapping each other so much, yeah, they're hindering each other's speed. And Morris has another fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, what lap we're on now? Everyone from P6 and up, we are now in the points.
Yeah, we're on the penultimate lap of this race, and the Ferraris are still scrapping each other. Guys, have you forgot about Morris's penalty?
Does he even know?
I don't think they even do.
I need to get lapped. I'm actually counting on being lapped right now.
Well, you're about to.
Yeah, as I'm counting on my fuel not making it to the end. It's the only way I'm going to stay with Collins. But I believe Collins does have unserved speeding penalties.
Yep. Anyway, Morris currently has around 20% ERS. Leroy has around none. His teammate Blaze has around 20%. T. Johnnis has around 50 to 60. Collins has around, I would say around 40 actually. And you have, what is that, in the 80s?
Yeah, 87.
Oh, look at me. Anyway, you're about to be lapped. He's actually using you as a stream.
I'm trying to let him by, I just came off the gas. I'm about as effective as a fireproof door made of chocolate.
A fireproof door made of chocolate. Last lap time, last lap! Can Morris get outside of a second?
I'm actually driving my heart out trying to catch up to Collins as well.
The Ferraris?
I've never seen a car drive so smoothly around the circuit all day.
He joins the fast lap of the race.
Good lad.
Yeah, the Blaze has a problem. He's starting to drop behind his teammate. So I think Morris will finish in second place thanks to penalties instead of third.
I believe Collins will be getting blue flags by now. Not that he's going to be able to give in to them.
Actually, this 6-second mark actually might be close. Really close.
Come on.
Morris! Oh no, Morris has spun on the last corner! Oh! Oh, Blaze wins the race. Blaze wins the race, followed by Leroy, and then it'll be T. Johnnis in third.
Is TJ hasn't been lapped, has he? I believe
No,
Collins has. But I don't know. I'm a bit confused how this is going to feel. Have we honestly got to wait for Collins to finish this? I'm just confused on the timing. He wasn't lapped at the line. But we're all going to get points anyway. Well, from myself and up. I was really annoyed that the line was there.
But here's the thing. Morris, I've never seen someone crash on the last corner.
No, you've not been watching Division 2.
Well, Collins will finish fourth.
Will he? He will. Oh wow.
So
right.
What the?
Podium interviews?
Oh God! What happened?
Oh my God.
The winner of this race is the Ferrari of Blaze.
I can't stand it. Why is that a full Ferrari podium? I don't like it.
I don't think TJ expected to be here, but hey.
I don't think Collins expected to be finishing fourth.
Oh, gutting for Morris though, isn't it?
But honestly, fair play to the guys that actually finished. I know I'm not saying people have been crashing out on purpose, but I've had a lot of DNFs more than I would have liked to have dealt with.
Yeah.
And bloody hell, the steward report.
Anyway, well, that's the race. Blaze wins the race, so join us back for the post-race interview. Well, hello everybody new, join us back for the post-race interviews. Here after I don't even know how to describe this Spanish Grand Prix, to be honest. But I am joined here by our 3 podium people, so like always, I will start from third to first, like normal. So I'll start with 3rd place. TJ, I bet you weren't expecting to be here.
Yeah, being second to last by the ones finishing and still on the podium, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, was it just, how was your race strategy? I'm trying to find things to say.
It was boring, or I was opting to go for the one stop. I had a poor start and therefore had no chance following in the leaders. Did my stop, thought I could follow the Renault, wasn't it? Yeah. But he was too quick for me, so it was just a lonely race, 10 seconds or so behind the lead. So yeah, I opted to go for a soft stint at the end just to get the fastest lap, because it was 1 minute to the car behind, and I checked the penalties in front, and none of them had more than 3 seconds, I think. So yeah, was no point staying out.
Fair enough. Well, to be fair, to be just driving all by yourself, nice and chilled, and still finish on the podium. Those are the dream races, isn't it?
Yeah, I would prefer to fight a bit, to be honest. I was pushing the entire way because I don't like to drive just to drive comfortably. I want to drive to become better in each corner. So I was just trying to push and trying to drive the fastest that I could, but that wasn't fast enough to keep up with the lead guys today.
Fair enough. Anyway, thank you for Jersey. I'm going to move on to 2nd place now, unless Con has anything to say.
Yeah, I just want to say to TJ, it is a shame that me and you are actually quite closely matched in terms of pace. It was great from racing with you at the start. Then I ended up dropping back because I had Collins to defend from, and I had Nate who was charging up behind him as well. So yeah, it's a shame you keep having lonely races.
Yeah, but I think I might have been on the quicker strategy as well. I thought I was a bit quicker than you at the end of your last stint, or the last couple of laps on your soft. So
yeah, but we're definitely different strategies.
Yeah, but the pace is quite similar, so hopefully close fights forward.
Yes. Anyway, we'll move on to 2nd place now, which I believe was Lee, right?
It was indeed.
So, Lee, you and your teammate had an unbelievable battle. How did you view that?
Well, actually, for most of that, I just lost communication because mic issues and stuff like that. So I actually couldn't really. I was trying to communicate the best I could, but it wasn't really working. So obviously that battle was really fun. Obviously with Jamie in there, it was really enjoyable as well. And also King David, I don't know what happened to him. I think he just turned right and then killed himself basically. But
oh yeah, did you have a good view of what happened?
No, not really. I wasn't looking. I was just concentrating on, next braking zone, and all I see is a Renault killing the brake marker ball and with his wheel off. So I don't know. Well, I'm watching for Ferrari. It feels fucking good. Sorry, everyone, really, but it feels great.
Yeah, how about?
I'm sure Lewis feels the same way. Yeah.
This track normally gives some excitement throughout the years, and I would say it definitely dished out. So I know that you're not 1st place, yeah, but like you said, a 1-2, it's really happy times, isn't it?
It is indeed, and if anyone's causing any doubts over their mind, where I was doing at the end, obviously, like I said, we had no communication. That was all my call. I thought, because I've had the feeling of winning in top tier, and I wanted to give whoever the Sure, actually.
Fair,
That's why I did it.
fair enough. Connor, do you have anything to say to him?
Take that as a no.
Connor?
Rip Connor.
Sorry. Yeah, it's not a lot apart from you guys deserve to finish where you did. Both of you pretty rapid today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, thank you, Lee. We will move on now to our race winner. First of all, Blaze, congratulations on the victory here in Spain.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to say, obviously, thanks, Taze, for letting me by after Jamie's horrific crash. Felt bad for him, but looks like the final corner strikes again. If we go back to Russia, Division 2, decided that he wanted to crash there. So, obviously, very happy with that win, especially being in Division 1 as well. Obviously, the competition's very good this season. And seeing David crash out with Jamie, it kind of just it gave us the confidence to keep going. As Taser said, we didn't actually have any communication for most of that race, so we almost double stacked for the pit, but luckily he saw me going in and kept going round, so could have gone a very different way, but glad with the win.
So, did you like the battle you had with your teammate though?
Yes, I love battling with anyone, even if it is my teammate. Obviously, it does get a bit worrying to think you could crash each other out here and you could ruin the race or whatever. But obviously, we managed to get through it, and then Taze gifted me a win at the end there.
Yeah, excellent. For the final question, actually, I'll say if Connor wants to say anything.
No, I can only repeat what I said about Tate. You guys did well. It was nice to hear from game that you were able to have a race-long fight with both Renault drivers. I think it's a shame the way it ended, but yeah, you still got across the finish line to finish, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, anyway, final question for you. Well, for all of you actually. Yeah. So the next race, is Monaco. Yes. How do you feel about that one?
Who are you starting off with?
Wait, what? Me?
No, it's any of your answer. What are you thinking
Okay.
about Monaco?
I'll answer well. The main thing around Monaco is keep it out with the wall, keep it out with the barriers, and you'll probably end up getting a podium or something. So.
Obviously, Monaco is a very technical circuit that could swing either way. We could have one of the midfield drivers having a win next week if there's anyone that actually makes mistakes, because any mistakes that you make at Monaco can cost you. So I think it will be very interesting next week to see who comes out on top.
Excellent. Well, anyway, I have to end this now, guys. Thanks for joining us up here in the gantry.
No
It's
problem.
alright.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so Connor, so Spain 1 to 10.
It's a bit of a difficult one because there was a dull period in the middle for me, but by the sounds of it, I'd say easily a 7 out of 10 just for the things that have happened.
Yeah, and the one word I'll describe this race is chaotic. That's what I would say.
Yep. Right, we need to wrap up pretty quickly because time.
Anyway, well that is that here in Spain. Next race is in Monaco. Every driver's dream / nightmare, I would say. And if Connor's predicted weather has anything to say for it, it might be even more interesting.
Oh,
Anyway, Connor, say your goodbyes for this race.
Yeah, See you for nighttime wet race in Monaco.
Yep. I've been your host, Game Things too.
Oh,
See
for
you
God's
all
sake.
in Monaco.